Hey guys, Clay here with Havoc Off-Road. This is our metal masher stubby front bumper with bull bar for your Jeep JK, and I'm going to show you how to install this on your Jeep, so let's get started. First thing I want to point out is this backing plate behind the logo. We made this so that you could remove it and paint it to match your Jeep or paint it a different color and kind of customize the bumper and make it more your own. So if you're going to do that, now is the time to get to that. It's way easier than once it's installed. Moving on to the fog lights. If you look at the fog light, you've got a small hole on one side. I consider that to be the bottom. There's a vent there, and if condensation builds up in this light and it does need to drain out, that would be where it's going to drain. It's probably not the end of the world if you don't put it in like that, but that's what I recommend. It does make the set screw or adjustment screw a little bit difficult to get to, but it's kind of difficult in the factory one too. So same thing, if you want to adjust that so your fog lights point down or up, now is the time to do that. All right, so we include all the hardware with the bumper to mount your factory fog lights. Try to make this as easy for you guys as possible. It's actually a little carriage bolt that fits into this bracket, so you don't need to get a wrench behind the bracket. So each carriage bolt is just going to slip through the bracket. You've got a washer, and then a locking washer, and then a nut for each bolt. And we're going to go ahead and loosely install all these. We'll center the light up, and then we'll tighten down our hardware. Got all our hardware in. Go ahead and tighten this up. Now we're not trying to over tighten this up. This is a plastic housing on this fog light, so just make sure you get everything nice and snug. There is a locking washer on there. It should help keep everything right where it's supposed to be. We've already installed the other fog light, but you're going to need to go ahead and repeat the same process for your other fog light. So now we're ready to go ahead and mount our bumper onto the frame horns of our Jeep. You've got all the hardware you needed. Each one of these studs is going to get a washer, lock washer, and a nut. You've got 4 studs on each side. Those 4 studs on the bumper are going to mount to this frame horn on the Jeep. This is definitely easier with a friend, so I'm going to have a buddy of mine help me go ahead and set this bumper on our Jeep, and then we'll install our hardware. So now we're going to just place our bumper on the frame horns. Make sure you don't pinch your fingers. And we've got some hardware ready. We're going to install the washer and then a lock washer and a nut on the top bolt. It's just easier to get to. And you definitely want to make sure you get some hardware on before you climb underneath your Jeep, because if this thing falls off on you, you're going to notice it. So now we're going to install our hardware. You got a washer, you got a lock washer, and a nut. You've got 2 more of these studs on the inside of the frame rail. So we're going to go ahead and install that hardware, and then we're going to repeat the same process on the driver's side. So now we've got all our hardware installed. We're just going to tighten everything up. Now that we've got all our hardware tightened down, we can go ahead and plug back in our fog lights with the factory harness. Well, there you go, guys. This was a super easy install. It's definitely going to take you longer to take off your factory bumper than it is to install your new bumper. If you guys have any questions at all, just give us a call or visit us at havocoffroad.com. Thanks.